Today in cannabis news, Arizona regulators confirmed that first-year statewide cannabis sales widely exceeded their projections. A group of companies and industry associations in Minnesota joined to oppose recreational cannabis legalization in the state. And Colorado authorities say they have surpassed a statewide cannabis inclusivity objective earlier than anticipated. It's Wednesday, January 26th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, it has been a year since Arizona legislators implemented adult-use cannabis legalization in the state. And according to state authorities, total gross sales have exceeded $1 billion statewide. Rarely does an industry produce over $1.2 billion in revenue in its first year. This number shows that the legalization of cannabis is something Arizonans believe strongly in and the many benefits it contributes to the state's economy, said Samuel Richard, the executive director of the Arizona Dispensaries Association. Prior to adding December 2021's revenues, the authority states that tax revenue has surpassed $190 million. According to the ADA, this means that Arizona will see $215 million in tax revenue for 2021. This surpasses what the state legislature projected because as the system became more fully operational in the next several years, it was estimated to earn roughly $166 million in yearly revenue.
Next up this week, an alliance of companies, industry associations, and service groups organized to oppose statewide adult use cannabis legalization in Minnesota, as advocates of the policy change signaled a renewed drive for the matter before the legislative session beginning next week. The bill advanced with multiple Republican votes in the Democrat-majority state House last session, after gaining backing from several Republican legislators in its journey through several panels, marking the first time any state legislative floor had voted on the matter. The proposal would legalize recreational cannabis consumption and erase minor cannabis crimes in an attempt to address disparities in cannabis prosecutions. The Minnesota Trucking Association, the Minnesota Law Enforcement and Peace Officers Association, and the Minnesota Catholic Conference, a legislative department of the Catholic Church of Minnesota, are among the organizations that make up the group called Minnesotans Against Marijuana Legalization. The alliance shared GOP legislators' worries that the possibility of more high motorists and a shortage of roadside cannabis screenings for police officers would make streets more hazardous. They further worry that growing cannabis consumption would result in failed drug screenings at the workplace and functional limitations on the job, exacerbating workforce shortages already present as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Last up, Colorado authorities said this week that the state has met a wildly important goal of expanding inclusivity in the legalized cannabis market, though the statistics reveal that there remains to be a long road ahead until cannabis firm proprietorship matches the diversity of the population of the state. According to the Marijuana Enforcement Division, about 17% of Colorado's cannabis firms are currently minority-operated as of January 1st. By June 30th, 2022, regulators had established an objective of at least 16.8 minority proprietorship in the state's cannabis industry, which had already been marginally surpassed by the start of the year. Once statistics on license holder demographics began to be recorded in July 2021, the state's cannabis industry had 15.2% minority proprietorship. Colorado regulators have also issued 50 social equity permits for areas that have been adversely harmed by cannabis criminalization as of January 1st. Beyond licensure, Colorado Governor Jared Polis is seeking to correct the injustices of cannabis criminalization. For instance, Governor Polis issued 1,351 pardons last month for charges of possession of 2 ounces or fewer of cannabis.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech in Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation, wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm RJ Baldwin.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.